Nothing like being ready in your head. I don't care about the presents. I don't care about the turkey or the ham or the hamburgers or whatever it is you're having for Christmas. It's in your head. Be the Christmas spirit. Doggone it, I've got to go find another article. I forgot about this because I was going to read you one story, but Lisa Barney sent me the story of the garbage man yesterday. We're going to read two stories. So here's the first one that we're going to read. His name's Norman Burling. Norman Burling's brilliant mind allowed him to develop high-yielding, disease-resistant crops. He could have made millions, but instead he devoted his life to saving others. This sound a little bit like Dr. Wallach? The lab produced camouflage, malaria repellents, and saltwater-proof glues for soldiers fighting in the South Pacific. But after the war, Norman decided that he should use science for something other than fighting. So became the true birth of the Green Movement. Norman Burling moved to Mexico and began doing manual labor in the wheat fields. Working besides the farmers, he figured out how to grow more food, 6 times more. He saved 1 million people from starvation in Mexico. When he moved his family to India, he multiplied the region's grain output by 4-fold and again saved 1 million lives. By the time Norman came home, having worked on farms all over China and Africa, he had prevented 1 billion men, women, and children from dying of starvation, saving more lives than anyone in human history. You can't build a peaceful world on empty stomachs and human misery. Norman Burling. That sounds like Dr. Wallach. That sounds like each one of you. That sounds like who we are. That sounds like what we stand for. That sounds like what we do. And that sounds like what we're going to continue to do. One person at a time, all over this planet. And Dr. Wallach needs your help. Just like Norman, just like Dr. Doolittle, just like every other person that decided, I am going to change things. I am going to change things right now. I'm going to change them one at a time. Martin Luther King, Gandhi, Mother Teresa. I don't care who we're talking about. Every one of them decided, I am going to change things. And at the minute they decided to change things, things changed. So I want you to think about your life and think about what you're going to do today. In your life, just in your life. I was talking to Ken Selector this morning. He was on the phone with Dr. Wallach. Today he's going to go to somebody and he's going to talk to somebody about the minerals and the vitamins that can't hear me. And he's going to say to that individual, you know, you might have an issue that Dr. Wallach can help with. And that is so cool because it's somebody that I love dearly that can't hear me, but he can hear Ken Selector. And that's the name of the game. You can touch lives here, you guys. You can take it seriously. You can sit across the table from somebody thinking that you are there to talk to them about business, and you end up talking to them about their lives. You can be sitting there talking to somebody about the vitamins and minerals and find out that they need money more than they need anything else. This is the chance for you to be a Norman Burling, because all you need to do is the coffee shop interview and be who you are. A caring, loving person who is not going to take no. I can't spell garbage. I'm trying to get this doggone thing up on the garbage because I loved it so much and I want to read it to you because it's very important. Okay, so the cool thing about it is, you guys, each and every one of you can do it. You've got it. All you need to do is take it on like it's life and death. You've got to look at people in your life like it's life and death. How do I serve them? What can I do to make their lives better? How do I make everything that happens in my day-to-day better for somebody else? If you do that, all of a sudden, it starts happening that way. Most of the time, it means you don't talk to them about multi-level marketing. You don't talk to them about your great company, about the products. You're just interested instead of interesting. And if you guys can get that, you've got it made in the shade. Now I want to read you this story that Lisa Barney sent me yesterday. I read it on the radio because in this day and age, this is the time right now when you're running around, you're standing in the line to buy your gifts, and some goofball just pushes you out of the way, and you go, excuse me, and the guy all of a sudden gives you a dirty look and just stands there and you're boiling. Listen to this. It's called the law of the garbage truck. One day I hopped in a taxi and we took off for the airport. We were driving in the right lane when suddenly a black car jumped out of a parking space right in front of us. My taxi driver slammed on his brakes, skidded, and missed the other car by just inches. The driver of the other car whipped his head around and started yelling at us. My taxi driver just smiled and waved at the guy. And I mean, he was really friendly. And I asked, why did you just do that? The guy almost ruined your car and sent us to the hospital. That's when my taxi driver taught me what I now call the law of the garbage truck. He explained that many people are like garbage trucks. They run around full of garbage, full of frustration, full of anger, and full of disappointment. And as their garbage piles up, they need a place to dump it, and sometimes they dump it on you. Don't take it personally. Just smile, wave, wish them well, and move on. Don't take their garbage and spread it to the other people at work, home, or in the streets. The bottom line is that successful people do not let the garbage trucks take over their day. Life's too short to wake up in the morning with regrets. So, love the people who treat you right. Pray for the ones who don't. Life is 10% what you make it and 90% how you take it. Have a garbage-free day. And the reason I'm reading that to you guys is because it makes sense. It makes sense in what's going on around Christmas today, because you're going to have some people, some relatives, walking in with that garbage, and they're going to try to get rid of it because they're full to the hilt. Don't let them get away with it. When you're out there doing a presentation and somebody looks at you and goes, is this a pyramid scheme? You're ugly. Whatever they say, understand it's about them. It's not about you. And I'm telling you, everything's going to change. Love people to death. Love yourself to death. Be the change you want to see in the world. That's all you need to decide. Today is the day that you take it one more level. You smile one time harder than you did yesterday. You are more giving than you were yesterday, no matter what. I know I sound like a Baptist minister this morning. I'm telling you, I mean it. It's in my heart. It's in my soul. I want you to be that today. Think about Dr. Wallach when he started talking about vitamins and minerals all over the world. No one would listen to him. Now everybody's talking nutrition like it's their idea. And it's only going to get bigger. It's only going to get better. And it's only going to be you. And so what you need to do decide today is decide, I'm going to touch 4 lives. I'm bringing 4 more people to this call than I did yesterday. I know I text 10 people. I'm going to bring 4 more. I know that I'm doing all I can. Bring 4 more. I know I'm reaching as far as I can. Reach farther. Every one of you, all the way from every border of this country, from Idaho to California, from sea to shining sea, whatever that thing is. I'm telling you, you can do it. But you got to decide right now. I am taking my destiny in my own hands. I'm going to find 4 partners, and we are going to do this thing together. We are going to turn 4 into 16. We're going to turn 16 into 64. We're going to turn 64 into 264. We're going to turn into 256. We're going to turn 256 into 1,024. We're going to turn 1,024 into 4,096. The reason I always do that progression on you is because I want you to get that down pat. I want you to know what's going to happen when you start multiplying and making babies with longevity, because you aren't going to be able to stop it. You're not going to be able to stop the difference you make. You're not going to be able to stop the product that you distribute. You're not going to be able to stop that money from coming in. But today is the day you make that decision. I am going to 3-way with my upline. I'm going to interview 2 people. I am not going to let the garbage deal handle my life. I'm going to handle my life. I love each and every one of you. That is my story. I'm sticking to it. Think about Norman Burloff. Think about the law of the garbage truck. And think about the next person with a smile on your face. And it's going to end up like this. You win.